Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. For us, it's a good morning, and we are live. It's Saturday morning when we come here to enlighten you more about our business so that you can make an informed decision and be inspired. Even if you don't join the business, although we want you to join, you can transform your life in a different way. That's why we come here with different topics, but all surrounding the lifestyle that we want, not the lifestyle that we are living right now for those people who want change. And so with me, I do have two of my business partners, and I'll give each one of them a chance to introduce themselves, and then we can start the business of the day. Regina, please introduce yourself to our audience.
Okay, thank you so much, Lois. I appreciate this opportunity and hosting us today. So, for the sake of those people who might not have seen me before, my name is Regina, and I'm originally from Kenya, born and raised. And then I live in Washington State in the USA together with my family. I am a nurse by profession. I am also, of course, I said I'm a mom. I'm not sure, but I'm a business mentor in this business community that is an amazing business, and that's why we are here to talk about it. Back to you, Lois.
Thank you so much, Regina, for that introduction. We now know who is Regina and where Regina resides. And so I want to give our able coach McKenna to introduce herself.
All right, everybody. Yeah, my name is McKenna. We always say that with this online business, you can do it from anywhere. So, right now, I'm in a place that I can't be that loud, I can't shout. But I was born and raised in Kenya. My name is McKenna. I am a mom, a digital business owner, and I bless the Lord for today. So, thank you for joining us. Back to you, Lois.
Okay, thank you so much, McKenna. And your host today is Lois, originally from Kenya but currently live in Oregon, USA, together with my family, a mother to one young adult, a legal assistant by profession, and a proud digital business owner and mentor. And so to start us off with our first question, today our topic is about when you feel stretched thin, because I know at some point in your life you felt like you're stretched thin, and there are days when you feel like you're holding everything together with tired hands, that is including your work, your family, so many other responsibility, and also your dreams, which you're not sure when you're going to be able to realize them. And at those moments, it's easy to wonder if you're really enough. But we want to tell you that being stretched thin doesn't mean that you are weak. It means that you are strong. And it means that God is stretching you for bigger things. So we want to tell you that when you feel that pulled, stretched, you are also being prepared. So you're not being discouraged, you're being prepared for better things to come. And so we just want to dig into this topic to kind of make you understand what exactly we mean. And none other than my business partner, Regina, and Coach McKenna can do that better. And that's why I have them here. And to start us off, I want McKenna to tell us. I know, McKenna, you already felt that stretched, but you already decided this is the move that I'm going to make despite all the stretches. And so I want you to talk to that person that, and by answering this question, what area of your life is pulling you on the most right now, and what are you trying to teach? What is it trying to teach you? And I want you to like give us your story, because I know at some point you felt stretched. And what did you feel that stretching was teaching you, so that that person who is there, who is feeling the same thing, can understand that is the lesson to learn from that.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lois. Yeah, for me, what I can say is fear. Fear was the most thing that really stretched my life. Behold, because sometimes when you have a need, a desire to change your life, and still there's that pull and push in your life, you're like, what am I going to do? What next for you? You can see ahead, You can even perceive what God has in store for you, but still the inner you, the fear. Remember, Royce, we talked about whatever you feed with your mind. When you feed your mind with all those things, sometimes it's not so easy to get out of it at once. So for me, it was a real struggle. The fear of social media. I was not a social media person. And again, as you know, I serve with the church, and I was like, here, ministry, pulpit, and social media. Oh my goodness, what next for me? So I really struggled. And again, what will people say? I it seems in my life there's those moments when I was like, what will people say? And that really cost me sleepless nights about what people will say. And again, what if I don't succeed? Those are some of the things that really stretched my life for quite some times. And I always tell people, even after starting my business, I still continued with the struggle until I had that shift. That is when everything changed for me. So if you're out there today, you can see the need of changing your life. The world where it is right now, it's all about digital. We are in the digital era. But still, you feel like, oh my goodness, is it because of my age? What happens to me? What will people say? Probably you're surrounded by very skeptical people, and you're like, you're not able to get out of that. I want to tell you that it is all about your life. It is about your children. It is about your family. So all what you need is just to pull yourself out slowly, overcome that fear. Just know this is your life. And sometimes people will not understand you until you're able to come out, they see the success, then they'll join you later. I remember if you watched the mastermind last week, you remember that person was sharing a story about how she started the online business. The family was there. Everybody was like, Mom, oh, Dad, talk to Mom. Mom is being scammed. And they continued like that for a long time until when they started seeing success, the success of the business, the two sons joined the mom in the business. And that was like for me, yes. So sometimes you feel so stressed from every side because this world, there are so many voices out there. But which one do you choose to listen to? Which ones do you choose to obey? If you're there, you're just struggling the way I was, I want to tell you, you can still defeat those voices and make a choice today. And we always say in this business, you're never alone. So that feeling, that's how we felt before we started. That means you have somebody to walk with, somebody to talk to, and that's the beauty of this business, the global community. People are ready to talk to you, to walk with you, and to show you the way. So I think you can still make it despite of the fear. The only challenge is when you stay in your fear for too long. Once you decided to settle there, it will finish you in quote. And that's why we always say here, put that aside, the emotions part aside, and just make that decision. That would obviously change your life. Otherwise, thank you so much. That's a wonderful question, Lois. Blessings back to you.
Thank you so much, McKenna. I love that. Yes, we have to remember that not everybody will support you at the beginning, but later on, when they see how your success is making noise louder to them that they can't even shut their ears, every time they turn, your success is shouting to them. That's when they join. So even when you feel that you're stretched thin, there is still an opportunity for you to get out of that comfort zone and also stretch yourself and know that I can do this. That is what we want to say. So the next question is going to be me who is going to be answering this question. And my question is, where do you need God's strength more than your own in this season? How? Wow. I want to tell you, every time you need God, it doesn't matter when it is. Even now, you still need him. That is what I want to say. You still need him. Every aspect of your life, not only when you feel that you're stretched thin, in all areas of your life, you feel good. You need God, because I know there are times when we feel overwhelmed, unsure where we are going to, it's when we remember to call unto God's name. But I want to tell you, that time, no, even God is there. And He may be using that opportunity to strengthen you for the new things that He's preparing you. You may feel that you do not have the energy to keep pushing, but I want to tell you, even that time you're feeling that your energy is gone, you're feeling weak, you can't do anything, God is there. Maybe you've been praying and you have been saying, I really can't continue doing this shift after shift all the time. I want to tell you that God does not see you and decide that that is the life you want. He keeps opening doors for you. And one of the ways that He opens the doors for you is at this time. You may be watching us, you've been seeing us several times, because we come with this group every Saturday around this time, and you've been seeing us, but you've been wondering, am I ready to step into this? I want to tell you, that is one way that God is telling you, I am with you. And here is an opportunity I'm giving you. Open your eyes and see the door that I've opened for you. Stop looking at the door that is already been stretched. And when you feel stretched, that under pressure of feeling like, oh my God, am I really going to be able to hold up everything together? I want to tell you, God is going to give you that. He always you keep those people that He has called, because He says, I will keep the people that I've called. You remember even Moses, when Moses was called, he started giving excuses and saying that he's a stammerer, he's not enough, all that. But God reminded him, I'm going to be with you. I'm always going to be wherever you're going to be, and I'll be your masterpiece. I'll talk to you. I'll put the words in your mouth, and you're not going to stammer. So even you, when you feel that you do not have that strength, you say, I don't think I can come out in screen and do whatever those ladies are doing. I want to tell you, when you obey that calling, He'll give you that strength. You don't have to be scared about your dreams, because the minute you start pursuing your dreams, God gives you that boldness, because He's the one who gave you that vision, and He cannot give you a vision without strength. That is what we are trying to say. So if you're out there feeling stretched enough by things of life, including your families, your job, your work, but still feeling that you're not living the life that you want to live, you're still surviving, you don't have to continue living in survival mode, because God has already given you that strength. He has given you the vision. And so you just need to make that bold step and say, I'm stepping in with faith, because that is what I need to do. Because I know somebody may think that parenting is not work. It's work. And one thing I always say, being a parent, there's no manual for parenting. And for me, I only have one. And I believe, from what I've heard from other people, even my business partner, every child is different. But God, in His own way, He has given us manuals for each and every child on how to bring up those children. That is the same way. When God will give you a responsibility, He'll give you the manual to do that responsibility, even if it means this business. And He always makes sure that gap you feel that has been left, you don't have anything to fill it in. He always makes sure that He fills in. So you have to know He's calling you to do your personal growth on this. Because one thing I say about this business, it's not just about the money. It's not just about the people that you're going to lift. Above it all, it's about you. And remember, the Bible tells you that you love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, how are you going to be able to love your neighbor? So start by loving yourself. How do you start by loving yourself? By making sure that you have that personal growth. And this is one of the things that this business gets to give us. For me, I can say I've grown 360. That is what I want to say. Because I don't want to start naming all the things that this business has enabled me to grow in, not just financially, the soft skills that I've attained, I even use them in my 8 to 5 job. And I've got compliment out of that. So I ask myself, if I never joined this business, will I have achieved that? So you get to achieve more than plugging into this business. And just to add it up, because we are coming to the end of the year, this is the season of Christmas where you give each other gifts. I know you are busy budgeting for buying gifts for your family, for your friends, and all that. But I want to ask you this question. Have you budgeted to gift yourself? If you've not budgeted to gift yourself, I want you to gift yourself. And this is a gift that you always remember, because it's going to transform your life like the way it has transformed the life of so many. So you remember you have got the strength. And I believe God will not fail you. He continue to help you build through this season. So even if you feel that you're that stretched, the strength for you to keep you going is still there. So that is from me. And now I want to give my business partner a chance. Well, it can be very tough when you have to present, and also you are one of the panelists. So I wanted to breathe, but then I realized I can't breathe. I have to continue. But it's okay. We don't complain. We asked for a job and we have to do it. So I want to give my other business partner, Regina, to also take us deep to the next question and tell us what is one thing you can release today so you can breathe and refocus on what truly matters.
Okay, hi again. So, yeah, this is like a conclusion to what we are discussing today, because we realize that in life, all of us at some point, even if it's not now, you get that time that you feel like you're so stretched. And our host talked about being stretched thin. So you're stretched too much until it becomes so almost breaking. So, and to be honest, the one thing that make us feel so stretched, especially us who are doing business, we are working, we are parents, and all these other things, and other people have other things. They don't have to be doing what we are doing. To be very honest, the one thing that makes us feel so stretched is because we want to be perfect, and we want to be, like you want to do everything perfectly. And in the process of being perfect, because you want to be perfect, you forget to progress. So you stress yourself, or you're stretched by this need to be perfect, and you forget to move forward. And the reason I'm talking about moving forward at this point is because we are heading to the end of the year. We can actually say like the year is over, because you're already on the 12th month, which is the last month. So we are on countdown. I know we started talking about countdown like 2 months ago, but now it's the real thing. It's countdown, like we are counting days. You're already, like, talk of being stretched, the need of being perfect. And I know McKenna talked about, thinking about what will people say. And the reason we ask ourselves what will people say is because we want to be perfect, and we want people to see us looking perfect. I'm not sure why, McKenna, you're asking yourself that, but I want to believe it's in the same line of, I want to be perfect because I want to present myself in this beautiful picture, so that when people see me, they'll see a perfect McKenna, they'll see a perfect, business person. Because she said even when she started the business, she was also having that stretch. So one of the things that I would say is, the most important thing at this point is forget about perfection. Focus on progress and finishing strong, because nobody cares whether you are perfect. Those people who really care whether you are perfect, I wouldn't call them like friends. They are enemies to your success, because nobody, even them, they are not perfect. And honestly, I don't even think anybody cares about perfection. People focus on, are we progressing? Because I've seen people trying to be perfect, or even me trying to be perfect, even with little things that really don't, nobody cares whether how you did it. Like, for example, in our business, we are social media people. The same person who used to say I'm not a social media person, I just said it. So being social media people, Sometimes when you're presenting something, you want it to look so perfect. If you're making a poster, like we make posters prior to this, you want it to look so perfect. And if you think about that perfection of a poster is not the real deal, you're not presenting in that poster, yet you waste so much time trying to perfect it. And the people you are presenting to perfect, they mostly don't care about how beautiful that poster is. They just want you to come over and talk and present what you're presenting. So let's forget about perfection. Do your best to be the best version of yourself and forget about perfection. Let us progress towards success. And our success at this point, because now it's not the time that I was saying that we still have time. We don't have time now. We just need to wrap up the year and wrap it up good with a lot of warmth and embrace. Make sure that that warmth embrace you so that you finish strong. So even when you are stretched, because if you're stretched too much thin, as Lois put it, you are at the verge of breaking. And when you break, can you imagine breaking at this point? After all that you've come from, you've come from so far to just break at this point. So we cannot afford to break at this time. So that does not mean that we don't try to be the best. Every time try to be the best version of yourself, but don't focus on being perfect, because as I always say, there's nothing like perfection. Sometimes we tell ourselves, oh, perfect. Like you see your friend do something, you tell them perfect. But that is a phrase that we use. Sometimes it's perfect, but that person maybe was not focusing on that. It just come. It just find you as you're focusing on progressing. Perfection finds you on the way. So I think that is the most important thing. So the other thing I would say is that, so release that perfection mindset, and also maybe focus on, things like faith, like, for most of us here, we are Christian. I believe all of us here, three of us, I know my sisters here, but I'm saying most of us, even our audience, and we believe in prayers and all that. So when you're stretched, thin, remember there is a God that can answer those prayers, that can hear your cry and answer you. So the faith that you have, that when you look up to God and pray, like, trust me, we don't just do our business blindly. We pray for our businesses, because it is part of me, just the same way I pray for myself, my kids, and all the things that matters. This is something that I also pray for. So when I feel stretched, and I believe our host is not talking about stretched in business only, but I'm talking about business in this particular point. Sometimes our businesses can stretch us, because beside being a business entrepreneur and mentor, I have kids who are calling me now. They need my attention. I have my job and all that. And so where do I get this strength from? You have to trust God to give you strength. Like the psalmist said, I look up to God, I lift up my eyes to the mountain where my help comes from. It only comes from God. It's not selective. Even my help when I'm thinned out, it is still going to come from God. So don't forget that valuable point, that valuable thing in your life, to pray, if you're a person who pray. And even if you don't pray, I believe every human have some form of superpower they believe in. I don't know. But as for me and my friends here, I know we pray God, and God answers us. And that's why we are here, because at some point we have been stretched so thin unless somebody wakes you up. And that's why community, we have a team that puts the warmth that I'm talking about together, so that when you're thinned out, almost breaking, you have somebody asking you, hey, Regina, what is going on? Why haven't I seen you today? Because we have to pull each other up. So so it is very, very important to to choose the direction that is going to lead you to finishing strong, not perfect. And so I want to wrap up with that, because I know we can keep talking about so many things that we do to add our stretchness, or to add our, or to make it less, that weight that comes with being so stretched and almost giving up. So don't give up. the year is about to end. Even that thing that you think you forgot in the beginning of the year, yes, we don't have time. I don't want to lie to anyone that we have all the time, but we have until 31st. If at all we are looking at the calendar year, we have still until 31st, and one day can mean so much. So just make the best use of what is remaining so that we can move forward without all that weight. When you push forward, you become lighter because you're dropping all those things that are not very, very necessary. So you have a clearer mind, you have peace of mind as well. And with peace of mind and with clarity, you are able to finish strong. So as we wind up the year, and as we wind up even this go life, I would urge every one of us out there who is feeling stretched at this point, focus on why you started what you are doing, and focus on what gives you happiness and peace, as long as it's not pulling you backwards. Because if it's because sometimes people derive their happiness from pressures that are going to add, and then when you are back to yourself, you are like regretting, like, why did I go this direction for a short term happiness? So focus on that is going to make you finish strong, and when January comes, you look back with no regrets. So I know I can say so much, but I want to stop there and just remind us to just pause, take a deep breath, ask for help if you have to, and move forward, and ask God to also help you, because there is no way we can just proceed without God, because it is part of us. God is part of our life. So back to you, Lois, with that much or less. And yeah, you're muted.
Sorry, thank you so much. I forgot to give an applause for Makena as well as Regina. So I don't want to be fair. I just forgot to do that. There is a new thing that I've learned in this platform, that you can applause your host, your guest, and they feel encouraged, so that when you invite them next time, they can come and accompany you on this platform. I like, Regina, what you said, that we don't have to look for perfection, because that is one of the things that make us to feel so stretched, because we want to be that perfect mom, we want to be that perfect worker, that perfect business person. And I know we say it very times when we tell our business people, or you tell your coworker, oh, that's perfect, but that person was not looking for that perfection. They were just wanted to show up for themselves, because they knew showing up is what was more important than just being perfect. And for just reminding us that we have to choose peace. I was writing that we have to remember that we have to choose our peace, because that is what matters most. And I believe when we do have our peace, everything runs down into place as the way it is expected. And that feeling of being stretched will no longer be there. It doesn't matter whether it's your normal life, it doesn't matter whether it's a business, but when you are enjoying that peace, you also feel you are so motivated to, even if you feel you want to continue doing what you want to do. I believe that's why Regina said that she can talk so much, but she wants to stop there, because this business has given her a lot of peace that she doesn't want to stop talking about it. That is what I'm trying to say. And another thing she also said, focus on your dreams, focus on what you're doing, because when you remain focused, that's when you get to catch what you're looking for. And here we just come to make you see the fish that is in the pond, or rather in the lake. And if you want, we can also give you the fishing rod for you to start fishing. And how do you do that? We all have our website on the screen, so you just have to go in those two websites individually. Don't go to all of them. You decide the one that you pick, the person that really resonated with you, and there you register with your name and email address, and that person will be more than willing to give you the fishing rod so that you can start fishing. And I want to say, it is today, it's not tomorrow. Just like the way I say, this is the gift that you can gift yourself this Christmas. or before the year ends. So don't wait for 2026 and start saying that is when I'm going to do that. The time is now, it's not tomorrow. And I like using this phrase because I've learned it is true. Leo ni leo, msema kesho ni muongo. When you say about tomorrow, you're lying to yourself. You're not lying to us, you're lying to yourself. That is what I want to say. I just want to ask any of my business partners whether they have something to say before we wind up. That is all what we have for you today. Yes.
I can just add something related to what I was talking about, and it's just one sentence that to remind everyone about, because we are talking about releasing that pressure of being pressurized by all the stresses. So when we release that pressure of being perfect, because I was mainly talking about being perfect, you become more present. And when you're more present, you're more present to yourself. So you're more focused. You're more present mom or present parent or present worker or mentor for us who are business people and mentors. So, and that also helps you to even get more faith to do what you're doing and to do it, naturally without stressing yourself or without being stressed. And that's how you achieve your success. So focus on being, not perfect. Don't focus on being perfect. Just release that pressure that is stressing you and let us finish strong because it is doable, not too late. All right. God bless you.
Coach McKenna.
Yeah. For me, what I can say is just go to your mirror and tell yourself you're enough because you don't need anybody to confirm that. Just know you're enough and you can do it. Thank you, Lois.
Okay. Thank you so much for those who joined us during the live and those who will be watching the replay. We appreciate you for your time, and please put it in the comment section so that we can know where you're watching us from. From us, it's goodbye and God bless you and have a blessed weekend.
Bye.